Oh boy, just great. Another bathroom story. Outstanding. Now, I know I've already done a bathroom story before if you guys have seen the channel, and you guys literally destroyed it. And I remember mentioning one of my recent videos that, I had a story time about how I did it in a Walmart bathroom. And funny enough, this is actually true. I did the Devil's Tango in the Walmart bathroom. Now, how did this happen is pretty weird, but honestly, all I gotta say is that I feel like bathrooms are like our new safe haven. Like, honestly, I feel so much safer in a bathroom. Like, I don't know why. I guess probably because they have locks on the door, and my bedroom doesn't have a lock on the door, and anyone could just walk in. You know what? That's a story for another time. All right, yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. So like I said in the title, yes, this is actually about me doing the Devil's Tango in the Walmart bathroom. Now, I know what you're thinking. Obviously, you guys are probably typing down in the comments being like,
oh my goodness, this guy has such fake stories. Like, I believe none of them are real.
and you know what? We could argue all day, but this is my life, and this is literally what happened. So let's get straight into it. So obviously, this story starts back in high school. So back in high school, I remember I was just chilling, doing my own thing, and I had a social studies class. You guys don't know what social studies is? Well, it sucks because it's literally just talking about all the past mistakes that this world have done, which I guess, this continues happening. But anyways, when I entered my social studies class, I saw our seating arrangement change. Now, if you guys don't know what a seating arrangement is, basically, we have our own desks, and, usually we would change it into groups or into rows. It's just a mix and match kind of thing. And I remember my desk changed to a spot beside a really hot chick, or girl. Sorry, I know you guys don't want me to say chick, so I'm gonna say girl. Now, this girl was outstanding, and she was amazing. She looked great. She had a beautiful scent on her, and I'm not saying go sniff girls, but I'm saying she smelled good. And I remember, as we were sitting beside socials and stuff, we had a socials class on I don't know, I think we were talking about something. I don't remember what exactly, because I kept getting distracted by the chick beside me. But I remember me and her were kind of nudging each other. We were being kind of flirtatious here and there and stuff like that. And this went on for almost a week. Now, funny enough, I didn't ask for a Snapchat, nothing, because she told me she doesn't have Snapchat, which is a total false information, by the way. I think every girl has Snapchat. If they don't, then they're definitely hiding something. But, she always told me she didn't. And obviously, as time went on, I remember one day as we were in social studies class, she was looking at me and saying, "What are you doing after school?" Now, me being the weird, annoying, kind of shy person, I was like, "Oh, nothing, just probably gonna go home, just to work out." I said some BS that wasn't actually gonna happen. And then she's like, "Oh, do you want to come to the mall with me? I have to do some shopping." Now, I never got invited to the mall by a chick before at this time. It was kind of weird thinking about it, because I was worried it's gonna be in another sugar mama situation. But surprising enough, she was pretty good off, on her own. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I remember after school came, me and her, we ended up, getting our things, and we head over to the mall. So fun fact, the mall was literally super close to us. I could literally say the mall was maybe a 5-minute walk from my high school. And as we were, at the mall, we were walking around, we went around the food court and stuff. I remember my friend was texting me, and he was saying, "Yo, are you getting on Xbox? Are you gonna hop on today?" And me being the dumb person I was like, "No, dude, I'm hanging out with a hot chick right now. She's so hot. She wants me to hang out with her in the mall." And obviously my friends are like, "Dude, for the boys, bro. What are you doing, bro?" I don't know. Honestly, I regret it to this day, because for the boys, man, for the boys. But going on, I remember as we were roaming around this mall, she was kind of again, nudging me, and obviously it got to the point where she was getting close to me and stuff. And then I remember we went over to a sports shop or whatever. I think it was Sport Check or something. I'm not sure what. And we entered in there, and she was telling me how she plays golf and stuff, and she wants to be a golfer and stuff like that. I don't know. It was a whole bunch of cap. It sounded like cap. I'm gonna be honest. But I remember she was telling me "Oh, I'm gonna hold the putter like this." And I know a lot of us have seen in movies that romantic putter grab where the guy goes around her and kind of thrusts her and helps her use the putter. I don't know. It was some I don't know how to explain it in a PG form, so this video doesn't get demonetized. But you know what I mean. So I do that with her, and I kind of show her how to use it, because obviously there's those demo putter areas where you could practice your puttering. And then she was telling me how she liked it as I was holding her and stuff, and it got really, really intense in a way. So I remember after she said she wanted to go get snacks at Walmart. So this is where things get very interesting, and I think you guys are gonna start freaking out after this one. She literally takes us to Walmart, or me to Walmart, I should say. She kind of hangs out around me, does that kind of "Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Oh, this is a good snack." And then we kind of really got close at some moment. I don't remember what. I think she was showing me a lightsaber or some toy. I don't remember. And then we were both holding it. And then after that, I guess we started kind of making out in the toy section. I don't know if there was any kids around. I hope not, actually, the more I think about it. And then she's like, "Follow me." Now, she literally grabbed me kind of by the wrist. Well, thumb and wrist. It was kind of a weird handhold in a way. And she took me over to the Walmart bathroom. Now she told me, stay here and in 30 seconds, come into the bathroom. She goes into like the disability bathroom, or, you know, the bathroom where it has like that cool like guy sitting on the cool chair thing. I always thought it was a toilet seat when I was younger, but I guess it's like a chair now. I don't know. Or a wheelchair. Oh boy, if it's a wheelchair, I feel bad. And basically 30 seconds later, I went into that bathroom and she was like, take off your pants. And as obviously you guys do know it, yes, this is actually something that happened. We did the devil's tango in the Walmart bathroom. This went on for, I want to say like 10 minutes because I thought it was going to be a quickie, bro. Like I had to make it quick, simple, and straight out. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know, me and her, we were able to make that happen because, you know, I guess we were both really professionals at doing the devil's tango. So after that, I remember like she like instantly started putting her clothes on. She went out of the bathroom first. And then me standing there, like I just finished getting ready and I was just like, you know, fixing my hair and stuff in the mirror so it doesn't look like I got like totally just destroyed in the bathroom. And then as I was fixing my hair, she left, and I want to say like 2 seconds later, an old guy walked in. And the old guy just looks at me. And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know this was taken. I didn't know you were in the lineup. This old guy definitely knew what was going on. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but this old guy definitely knew what happened. And he just turned around and didn't really want to question it. And I remember I left the bathroom and I like left. And for some reason, there was some Walmart worker just kind of like looking at me. And he was kind of staring me down. And I saw the old guy actually going up to the Walmart worker and like pointing at me. And let's just say, as usual as I usually do, I walked out of there and kind of just ran outside and ran back to the school so I can just disappear. Because I don't know, I guess school is kind of a safe haven as well, the more I think about it. And long story short, I never talked to the chick again because that was the most dumbest thing I ever had to do. Now, moral of the story is be careful and don't do it in public places. In reality, get your own place, get a bed, and do the devil's tango. There, respect your parents.
And this Walmart employee, for some reason, she just wanted me to meet in the back rooms of Walmart, which I didn't even know was a thing until I actually walked in there and realized what she was talking about. But let's just say her hands ended up grabbing the wrong places. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy but super embarrassing story. Now, this story all takes place in my graduating year of high school. Now, high school was a crazy year for me, or I guess all 4 years of high school were insane because I was the type of person that would do the most insane things. But one thing I really focused on during high school was aura farming. Now, if you guys don't know what aura farming is, basically it's when you start spitting Riz and basically walking around as if you own the place anywhere you go. I guess you could say I became a professional at that. You know what I'm saying?
Treat me like what these, don't get me dirty.
Aura, baby, aura. Honestly, things got really weird though as I started learning how to aura farm because I would start getting approached in the most oddest and weirdest ways. Like, for example, one time I was just walking down the street and this girl that had a bicycle ended up running into a pole, and then she kept looking at me for some reason as she was driving into that pole. But as I turned and make sure that she was okay, she just looks at me and says, oh, sorry, I didn't know where I was going. Have a good day. Okay, is what I told her. But let's just say she ended up turning around after and saying to me, before I go though, do you have like Instagram? Yeah, sure, is what I told her, and I ended up getting her Instagram. I don't really know. If you guys don't believe me, follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of girls that follow me. But going on with the story, it gets really weird though, because I remember one day specifically, I was at school, and as I was at school chilling and just, you know, basically hanging out with some of the boys, one of the guys ended up looking at me and saying, yo, bro, you gotta watch this video. This is hilarious. And he ended up showing me a video of basically people pulling pranks at Walmart. Now, I don't know how long you guys have been watching YouTube for, but let's just say doing pranks at Walmart or Target or even just general public places was a super big trend. No joke, I think the amount of people that got banned and kicked out of Walmart was a majority amount of people. But I remember when my buddy was showing me these videos and saying, bro, these are hilarious. Like, dude, that's crazy. I can't believe he did that at Walmart. I started to kind of get curious and thought, what if we did those types of videos? Now, I will say I'm not the best prankster ever, okay? I can't even pull a prank on my own father, okay? But the one thing is for sure, me and my friends always had the dreams of becoming content creators online and becoming famous. I think you guys also have the same dream. Comment down below if you guys want to be a YouTuber one day. But I remember as I'm sitting down, we're all enjoying these videos, one of my buddies says to me right after, we should go to Walmart after school. It's literally just down the street. Wait, you want to pull a prank at our local Walmart? Is what I asked him. And he ended up saying, hell yeah, dude, of course we should. Why not? It's gonna be awesome. But what if we get kicked out? Dude, what's the worst that we can do? Just, you know, move some things around, play ball. I don't know, just someone has to film it and we just do some fun stuff at Walmart. Honestly, all my friends ended up agreeing, and me, since I basically followed them like sheep, I ended up following along with them, which is not a good thing, by the way. And don't just fall under peer pressure because your friends did it, you're not supposed to follow your friends into the wrong places. Seriously, I'm not joking. Don't do it. So as the school day went on, people started hearing that we were gonna pull pranks at Walmart, and even one of my buddies ended up ditching class just to go pick up his camera that he had at home. We wanted to make this look as cool and as professional as possible, which, to be honest, I don't really think it was, because we were just a bunch of kids with backpacks on, and honestly, the camera he ended up bringing was some like really old camera that his dad had from film class back when he was in high school, but it worked either way. And when after school finally came around, we all ended up getting inside my car and we drove over to our Walmart. Even though it was literally 5-minute walk, we drove there anyway just to make sure we had an escape plan. From there, when we got to Walmart, I remember my buddy ended up saying to my other friend, "Yo, bro, pull out the camera. We gotta start recording right away." And then right as we enter inside, he started to do an intro. Now, an intro for a video is honestly really weird and really awkward to do, especially in public. So when I saw him going, "Yo, what's up, YouTube? All right, guys, we're gonna do a pulling a prank at Walmart." And I'm just standing behind him, kind of like super awkward. But then this is where things got bad, because I remember this manager ends up walking towards us saying, excuse me, guys, what are you guys doing? Well, I mean, like, we're just chilling, but like, we're not actually gonna pull any pranks. Was I supposed to record that? Says the guy with the camera. Like, bro, really? You're already ruining the video in the first 2 seconds, was what I thought back then. But this Walmart employee ended up telling us, "Okay, guys, we've already had enough troubles and we've heard from other Walmarts that people are filming videos. We understand it's a trend, but you guys cannot do this." I remember my buddy, for some reason, he always just liked starting, like, you know, more arguments. And he thought since this was being filmed, he could gain a cool reputation from it. So he started arguing with the Walmart employee. No joke. He's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do about it, huh? This is a public space. I can film whatever I want. This is my job." Dude, this is our first day of filming, is what I thought as well. And honestly, what this guy was saying was making things really twisted. I remember a huge argument started to break out, and one thing led to another. Security ended up coming in and actually escorting all of us out of there. Yeah, we ended up actually not being allowed to enter the Walmart for the rest of the day, which really sucked, but I mean, it was what it is, and I understood their point of view. So from there, we all ended up getting back inside my car. I dropped off everyone home, and I went back home myself. But right as I got home, I remember I ended up seeing my mom in the kitchen, and she was stressing out. I don't really know why, but she was stressing out, and she looked over at me when I came in through the door and said, "Oh, Baba, we need to go shopping." "Oh, right now? I just got home." "Yes, Baba, I need milk and I need a lot of groceries, and I haven't done grocery shopping in a while." "Oh, okay. Do you want to go to Save on Foods?" "What? No, let's just go to the Walmart. It's close by." And this is where things get really mixed up. So knowing my mom really wanted to go to Walmart really stressed me out. I didn't know how to answer her, nor did I know if I should actually end up taking her to Walmart, because I didn't want to get in serious trouble. But at the same time, I couldn't tell my mom no, because I didn't want her finding out that I was trying to pull pranks at Walmart with all my friends. So I ended up just taking her. And this is where everything gets messed up, because I remember when I drove to Walmart, I'm just sweating and panicking and freaking out. And my mom looks at me and she's like, "I've never seen you nervous while driving. Are you okay?" Yeah, Mom. Yeah, it's no issue." "Okay, then park the car. You're just standing in the middle of the parking lot." "Oh, right." And I ended up parking my car that I had back then when I was younger. And I ended up saying to my mom, "Mom, I'm just gonna sit in the car, okay?" "What are you saying, Baba? Get out of the car. I need your help with the groceries. Why are you doing this?" "Oh, I'm just kidding, Mom. Never mind. I'm coming." And I ended up basically getting out of my car and helping my mom grocery shop. I remember when I walked into the Walmart with her, everything seemed normal because I was with my mom. At first, though. Because once we walk down one aisle, and the first aisle we go down is the cereal aisle. And I didn't know we needed cereal, but apparently my mom was asking me what cereal did I like. And once I spoke, saying to my mom, "Oh, anything's good, I guess." Right away, the Walmart employee ends up turning the corner, and she sees me and notices me and remembers me and looks at me eye to eye. I remember as she started walking towards my direction, and I started to panic. So what I ended up doing was I ended up pointing at my mom. I literally kind of did this where I'm like, "That's my mom." You know what I mean? Like, I kind of mouthed it out as well, just so this Walmart employee would not think of anything and basically embarrass me in front of my own mother. Luckily, this Walmart employee actually understood, but then afterwards, she told me to come with her. Since my mom had her back turned behind her, I remember I ended up looking at my mom and I said, Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom." "Okay, be quick. And also, what cereal?" Just get Lucky Charms." "Okay, I'll see you." And I ended up heading around to the other aisle where the Walmart employee was. Now, this Walmart employee, I should probably describe her real quick because it makes sense what happens next, because this Walmart employee was a manager, but also she was super young. She was like, I want to say at like 20, 21-ish, and she was really attractive. She had brunette hair, and on top of that, she had this really cute smile, and she, like I said before, she was just super attractive. So at that point, I remember I ended up looking at her, and I told her, hey, listen, I know what happened earlier, but I promise you I wasn't going to do anything, and I'm not filming with those guys, and I'm here with my mom. Give me one good reason not to tell your mother what you were planning on doing earlier, because I'm here with my mom, and that's embarrassing. Here, you know what? I think you're gonna have to follow me. When she said to follow her, I was really confused and super nervous. I didn't know why she wanted me to follow her, but I ended up following her towards like this like weird entrance that they had, and it was like on a side corridor of the building. And before we went through those doors, I got super nervous. I looked at her and I'm like, what does this lead to? Oh, this is just the back rooms of Walmart. You'll be fine. Back rooms of Walmart? You guys have that here? Yeah, it's basically where we just, you know, walk around to get to different parts of the stores faster. In a way, I guess what she was trying to explain to me was that it was basically secret passageways. Gosh, I'm really bad at English. But sorry, going on with the story. So I ended up walking in there with her, and me and her, we ended up going into the security room where there were cameras. And she made me sit down in one of the seats, and I could see literally every part of the store on these security cameras. And she talks to me and she says, okay, Bubba, so your mom's right there, as she points out to my mother in the security camera. And she looked at me and she's like, give me one good reason why not to tell her. I thought I already told you. I wasn't gonna pull anything, and I'm here with my mom. Yeah, but she should know what you're doing. Posting online about these, you know, dumb things is not appropriate. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I find that really funny since what I post now is just as bad, I guess, kinda. I don't really know. Would you guys want to see me do Walmart pranks? Never mind, we're not in 2015 anymore. But going on, I remember I kept basically begging her and telling her to chill out. You know what I mean? Like, don't do this. There's no point. I kept going on and on, but then afterwards, she ended up pulling up a rolling chair and sat right next to me. And she said, well, I mean, you are cute. Thanks. And like, I don't know, something about you that like makes me feel really excited. Okay, that's cool. So, you're gonna let me go? Oh, I mean, well, you have to do something for me. Sure, what? Here, follow me. I remember this girl ends up taking my wrist and dragging me to another room in the Walmart back rooms. And she takes me to this room where, no joke, it was like a change room. I ended up sitting on this bench that was there, and she ended up opening her locker, and she pulled out a rubber. Now, I'm not gonna say what it is, and, you know, editor, don't put any images of this, by the way, but basically, a rubber is, thing that is important. But going on, I remember from there when she pulled out this rubber, I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, so this will make it up for me if you want. Yeah, sure. And at that moment, me and this girl, we ended up basically doing the devil's tango. And we did this just to make sure I didn't pull any pranks. I guess in a way I pulled the biggest prank of all, and that was doing the Walmart employee, but I've done crazier. All right, so before the story starts, I just want to mention that today's story is honestly insane, and no one should be ever shutting down Walmarts because we all love Walmart, I think. Anyways, going on, guys, before anything, I just want to mention, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention I'm live on Twitch as we speak right now? So yeah, go click the link in the description down below and watch me live. But other than that, let's get straight into this. What is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. So today's story is honestly about how I locked down a Walmart. So back when I was 3 years old.
Pause that. If we're going to be telling the story, let me be the one to say this.
Whoa, wait, what are you doing here? This is my channel. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, first of all, Bubba, you were only 3 years old. You clearly would not have remembered everything. So everyone, fasten your seatbelts and grab a popcorn. Let me tell you how a chunky 3-year-old thought it would be a good idea to play hide and seek at a Walmart. Now, to start this off, I know I gotta introduce myself. So hi, I'm Utti. You may or may not know me, but I'm Bubba's older sister. Wink wink, the wiser child in this family. And now let's get back to the story. So Walmart in your early 2000s, you got your Hannah Montana merchandise, Ninja Turtles, all that good stuff that they don't carry nowadays. And now to explain the main character, Bubba. A fat little Theodore. You know, the one from Alvin and the Chipmunks? He was this hairless little thing, white as Snow White, and oh lord, just hella fat.
What do you mean fat? I wasn't that fat, Utti. I don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me? You were fat, like big fat mama fat. Now go away. I'm the one telling the story. Nobody wants to hear you right now. Alright, so back to what I was talking about. So truthfully, at that time, I was responsible for taking care of Bubba. And let me be serious with you, I didn't think chunky little legs could run so fast that I'd end up losing him. My mistake. But in my defense, Bubba was not good at speaking at the time. He barely knew anything, so I wasn't aware that he was gonna run off, and he never pointed out to me that he was gonna leave me. And if you're wondering where our parents were, they were close by, but I think we were shopping for our mom at the time, so, you know, they had to do their own thing. We were just doing our own thing. Anywho, I don't know what went through Bubba's brain at that moment, moment that he decided in a big supermarket it'd be a good idea to play hide and seek. And of course, you know, with his lack of words, he didn't tell us we were playing a game, so he just randomly dozed off. Now, of course, the smart thing to do when you lose a child is to notify the parents that, hey, your kid's missing, you might want to start looking for them. But I'm sure to any older child can relate to this, you clearly don't want to tell your parents that you lost their second born. And so I decided to take things into my own hands and look for the fat blueberry. Now, when you're thinking for a fat kid where they could have dozed off to, you'd obviously think, hey, maybe the candy section, maybe the chocolate section, maybe even where the carrots and celery are. But he wasn't there either. So I decided to next check the toys section, you know, where they probably would have things that 3-year-olds would love and would want to take to their parents and cry their eyes out and say, please, please buy me this. But he wasn't there either. So to my luck, I had to end up telling my parents that I lost Bubba. Now, before I told them that I lost the kid, I obviously had to mentally and physically prepare myself for the worst yet to come that was going to be said by them. I prepared my tears, ladies and gentlemen. I prepared my shivers. I even prepared a speech to say, Mom, Dad, I lost the fat child.
Okay, I don't know why you keep saying this. I'm not that fat. Like, I wasn't that fat back when I was a kid.
Excuse me, get out of here. I'm not done telling the story, and clearly you're just interrupting the mood. Back to the story. So I ended up telling our parents that, hey, I lost Bubba. I'm really sorry. Please, please don't be mad. And they were surprisingly really understanding about it. But between you and me, I just think they didn't want to cause a scene in public. Now, our dad handled this really maturely. He was shouting his name around, Bubba, Bubba, where are you? Come out. We're looking for you. My mother, on the other hand, she started sobbing a little bit and she was like, Bubba Kojai, come here. Come to mama. Please come here. After 5 to 10 minutes, we still couldn't find the little fatso, so that's when we got a worker from Walmart involved. My dad explained the situation, and the lady was quite understanding at first, until my mom started sobbing and exaggerated a little bit and said, please, please help me find our son. I think someone stole him. He's this tall, he's a little bit bald, and he has these white cheeks that look like they're about to pop. Now, of course, when you tell someone that, hey, I think my child is stolen, a little bit more worse circumstances come into hand, and that's when security got involved. Kudos to Walmart though. Honestly, they took really mature steps to ensure that nobody actually stole the fat kid. So they shut down the doors, nobody was allowed to come in, nobody could go out. And the best way I could describe the vision of how it looked like for everyone gathering around to look for a kid, let's put it in this way. Mr. Beast playing hide and seek at Walmart with a bunch of people. That's honestly the best way I could put it. Now, due to it taking longer than an hour to find Bubba, we obviously had more authorities involved. The police came, they were kind of gathering around the parking lot just to see if there was anybody that took him. Police officers came inside, they were trying to get a description of Bubba. So while my dad was helping with everything else to find Bubba, my mom and I decided we should check, some more obvious places, the washrooms, the change rooms. Now, I say this with all gratefulness. Thank the Lord, Bubba was really young at the time that he could not do all that, devil's tango nonsense.
Whoa, okay, first off, it's pronounced devil's tango. And as well as, there's been a story where I've actually done that funny enough, but whatever.
Hush up, you little nasty thing. Let me finish the story. Now, give or take, an hour and a half went by and we still couldn't find Bubba. So we actually gave up and we just decided to let the police take over for looking for him. Of course, my mother was sobbing her eyes out, and me, on the other hand, I was starting to have some guilt for losing the fatso. I did shed a tear, maybe one or two. And Walmart had to open up again, so my dad thought it would be a good idea to just make a quick stop to the McDonald's that was located in the Walmart, and we just get some ice cream. Now, I don't know how, and I mean how the fatso understood this. He decided to just pop out of the clothing rack, and by the clothing rack, I mean, I don't know if they carry these now. That round clothing rack that you'd be able to spin around, it was the women's lingerie section, but it was a little bit longer than lingerie. I think it was like the pajamas or something. He just popped out of there, as if it gave birth to the fat kid, and he was like, ice cream? I swear to God, I was about to murder the kid the moment I saw him waddle out of that clothing rack. And my mom and dad, obviously, they were pure happiness coming out of them. They were just grateful that they found their kid. As for the security guards and police officers, they couldn't stop laughing that the boy was literally hiding in lingerie. Anywho, let this be a valuable lesson to never let your toddler play hide and seek at Walmart, especially if they can't talk.
Okay, wait, so does that mean you're done now? Can I have my channel back? back.
Actually, no, I'm not. So guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And since we all know I'm better than Bubba at this thing, if you guys want me to come back, I would ask that you guys give 2,000 likes. And don't forget to comment that your sister is better than you, Bubba. Period. And I will be back sooner than you can imagine. He also wanted me to say this. Did you know he's live on Twitch right now? So click on the link in description and watch the Dumbo play. And as he always ends it off with, like and follow for more embarrassing stories. But if you want me to tell the stories, make sure you let him know that. Love you all. Bye.
I'm still on top of the world. Never take on with your mother. Of course, let's go. Should I make it a story? Let's click record. Got that TikTok with 2 mil hit different with some more. She said she love me, she kept. Should I exit for sure? I got